Jesus said, if you love me, spread the gospel. And today, I spreading the gospel. I'm going to be reading to you guys out of the book of Acts. Not only did the apostle Paul stay 10 toes down for Jesus and got stoned and went through all these trials and tribulations, he was even shipwrecked for Jesus. Not only did he do those things, this man willingly stood in jail and gave up his freedom for Jesus. I'm going to talk about a few verses where Jesus, the Lord himself, or he sends an angel to encourage Paul. And then I'm going to talk about how he could have been set free, but he chose to stay in jail. So in chapter 23, verse 11, the following night, the Lord stood by him and said, "Take courage, for as for you have testified to the facts about me in Jerusalem, you must testify also in Rome." That's one of the first times, well, not the first time, but one of the times that God himself came to him. And then later on in chapter 27, verse 23 through 25, in the book of Acts, "For this very night there stood before me an angel of the God to whom I belong and whom I worship. And he said, 'Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand before Caesar. And behold, God has granted you all those who sail with you. So take heart, men, for I have faith in God that it will be exactly as I have been told.'" Before that, in chapter 26, when after Paul gives his testimony and defends himself in court, all the leaders are talking about how he could have been set free, but he kept appealing and wanting to make it to Caesar. In chapter 26 of the book of Acts, and verse 32, "And King Agrippa said to Festus, 'This man could have been set free if he had not appealed to Caesar.'" Man, that's loyalty. He gave up his life for Jesus. He willingly stood in jail. And nobody talks about how he could have been set free. But he kept appealing and wanted to make sure that he spread the gospel to all of the leaders in that time. Jesus loves you. Have a good day.